When your dog suddenly barks at night, do you actually know what that means? You might think they're just reacting to a noise or being overly alert. But behind that sudden barking, there's something deeper that most dog owners completely miss. It's one of the most instinctive and vulnerable things your dog can do. And if you misunderstand it, which most owners do, you might accidentally increase their anxiety or ignore a signal that actually matters. Let's start with what this behavior really means. 1. The alert myth. It's not just about noise. You're lying in bed. Everything is quiet. Then, suddenly your dog barks into the darkness. Your first thought? They heard something outside. Most people think it's about noise, but here's what's actually happening. Your dog isn't just reacting to sound. They're reacting to uncertainty. At night, your dog's senses shift. Vision becomes less reliable, so their brain leans harder on hearing and smell. Every tiny sound becomes amplified. Every unfamiliar scent feels more significant. So when your dog barks, it's not just, I hear something, it's, something feels different, and I don't know if it's safe. Think about that for a second. This isn't confidence. It's hesitation. In a pack environment, uncertainty at night could mean danger. Predators move in darkness. Threats are less visible. So your dog isn't just guarding your home. They're checking in with the environment because they're not fully sure, and what this reveals is powerful. Your dog is looking for reassurance, not just reacting to a threat. And here's where most owners get it wrong. 2. The science of night sensitivity. Have you ever noticed your dog reacts more intensely at night than during the day? Same house, same sounds, completely different reaction. You might assume they're just more alert at night. Here's what's actually happening. A 2018 study from the University of Helsinki found that dogs process ambiguous stimuli more negatively when they feel uncertain or stressed. Now translate that into your dog's world. At night, visibility drops. Familiar environments feel slightly unfamiliar. Shadows move differently. Sounds echo more. Your dog's brain starts filling in the gaps. And instead of assuming this is safe, they lean toward this might not be safe. Think about that for a second. Your dog isn't overreacting. They're trying to interpret incomplete information. Another study in canine cognition shows that dogs rely heavily on environmental predictability to stay calm. And night disrupts that predictability. So, when your dog barks at night, it's not random. It's a stress response to uncertainty. Emotionally, it means this. Your dog is asking, do I need to be on guard right now? And if there's no clear answer, they become the alarm, which leads to something even deeper. The scent and safety connection. Now here's what most people don't realize. Your dog doesn't just rely on sight and sound. They rely on scent more than anything. During the day, your home is filled with familiar smells. Your movement, your presence, your routine. But at night, everything changes. Airflow shifts. External scents drift in. The environment becomes quieter, so scent becomes even more important. Here is what's actually happening. Your dog is scanning the environment through smell, trying to confirm one thing. Is this still my safe place? A 2021 study from the University of Helsinki found that dogs show strong emotional responses to their owner's scent, even when the owner isn't present. But what matters is this. Your dog isn't just recognizing you. They're using your scent as a safety anchor. Think about that for a second. If something disrupts that scent environment, even slightly, your dog feels it. And when they bark, it's often because that safe baseline feels off. This is pack behavior. In a natural setting, dogs rely on the scent of their group to feel secure at night. So when your dog barks in the dark, they're not just reacting. They're checking if their pack, you, is still safe. And what this reveals is powerful. You are their reference point for safety. And if that reference feels unstable, they speak up. Mid-roll CTA. Now, before we keep going, if you're learning something new about your dog, hit like and subscribe. That's how we get these videos to more people who want to build a real bond with their dog. 4. the instinct that never left. Let's go deeper. Because this behavior didn't start in your home. It started thousands of years ago. Your dog's ancestors didn't sleep peacefully through the night. They took turns staying alert, listening, watching, reacting. Here is what's actually happening. Night barking is a leftover survival instinct. In the wild, one wrong assumption could mean death. So it was safer to overreact than to miss something real. Think about that for a second. Your dog doesn't know they're in a safe apartment or house. Their brain still operates on survival logic. And here's where it gets even deeper. Puppies learn early to vocalize when they feel isolated or unsure at night. It's a way to reconnect with the pack. So when your adult dog barks at night, that instinct is still there, not as fear, but as a built-in system to maintain safety. And what this reveals about how your dog sees you is critical. You are not just their owner. You are their pack stability. And when something feels off in the environment, they react for both of you. 5. The selective trigger. Why it doesn't happen every night? Here's something strange. Your dog doesn't bark every night. Some nights, total silence. Other nights, sudden alert mode. Why? Most people assume it's random. Here is what's actually happening. Your dog is responding to very specific changes, ones you probably don't even notice. A distant footstep, a new scent from outside, a subtle vibration, or even a change in your own state. Yes, your dog reads you, even when you're asleep. Studies on canine-human bonding show that dogs are highly sensitive to human emotional states, even subtle ones. So, if your breathing changes, if you're restless, if something about the environment feels off, your dog picks up on it. Think about that for a second. They don't do this for everyone. They don't react this way in every environment. They do it where they feel responsible, which means something powerful. Your dog sees your shared space as something they need to monitor, not out of dominance, but out of connection. And that leads to the deepest layer of this behavior. 6. The real reason. It's about protection or uncertainty. So what does night barking really mean? You think it's protection, but actually, it's a mix of protection and uncertainty. Here is what's actually happening. Your dog is caught between two instincts. I need to protect. I am not completely sure what's happening. And barking becomes the bridge between those two feelings. Think about that for a second. It's not confidence. It's not fear. It's responsibility under uncertainty. And here's where it gets emotional. Your dog is willing to alert, even when they don't fully understand the situation. That's vulnerability. That's trust, because they believe if something is wrong, you'll respond. And what this reveals about your relationship is everything. But your dog doesn't just live with you. They rely on you to complete the safety system. They detect, you decide. And when that loop works, they feel secure. But when it doesn't, they keep barking. Asked 7. The warning, when night barking suddenly changes. Now here's something most people ignore. If your dog suddenly starts barking at night more than usual, or stops completely when they used to bark, don't ignore it. Here is what's actually happening. A sudden increase can mean rising anxiety, environmental stress, or even hearing changes. A sudden stop? That can be even more serious. It might mean your dog is becoming withdrawn, less responsive, or even unwell. Think about that for a second. Night behavior reveals what daytime hides, because at night, there are fewer distractions, less noise, more honesty. So, if something changes, it's not random. It's a signal. And this is where most owners miss something important. So next time your dog suddenly barks at night, don't just assume they heard something. Because that's not just noise. That's awareness. That's instinct. That's your dog trying to understand a world they can't fully see. You thought it was simple alert behavior. But actually, it's your dog balancing protection, uncertainty, and trust all at once. And that behavior, it was never small to your dog, and it shouldn't be small to you either.